You don't need to install an expensive air conditioner. This kind of fan can cool the entire apartment. Just take a regular fan and also prepare a styrofoam box, preferably one intended for food purposes. You will also need 2 plastic pipes. Using a pen, trace the ends of each pipe onto the lid of the box. This is important because you will insert the plastic pipes there later. Then, using a heated tool, make holes in the lid. Do this carefully so that the box is airtight once the pipes are inserted. Now prepare the next part of the air conditioner. Take 2 large bottles, such as those used for beverages or water. Cut them so that the upper part remains intact. Then, attach the bottles to the previously prepared pipes, which you can reinforce with tape for better airtightness. If the pipes have plastic ends, cut them off. Use the heated tool again to make 2 holes in each bottle. It is important that they are opposite each other. Pass the pipes with the bottles through the prepared holes in the lid of the styrofoam box. Attach the bottle ends to the fan using zip ties, one on the front and the other on the back side of the fan. This air conditioner is almost ready. All you need to do is put ice into the container. The more ice you use, the colder the air that will be blown out. Just a few seconds after adding the ice and turning on the fan, cold air starts blowing. The effect is amazing. It works like a real air conditioner. This kind of air conditioner is a lifesaver on hot days. You will avoid a large expense and can enjoy air conditioning at home. Buy it at the pharmacy and stick it on your windows. It's very cheap, and your apartment will quickly become cool. If you don't have external blinds or air conditioning, you know how hot it gets in the summer. It turns out that this foil solves that problem. An ordinary emergency blanket has 2 sides, one gold and one silver. Each has a different use. The silver side reflects heat, while the gold side stores it. Measure your window glass precisely. Then cut the blanket to the appropriate dimensions. Wet the window with regular water and stick the blanket onto it. Use a cloth to smooth out air bubbles under the foil. Stick the silver side of the blanket on the outside. The gold side should face inside the room. This way, it will reflect the sun's rays. You'll notice the difference in just a few minutes. Apply it to windows on the south side. These are the windows that let in the most heat. I've been using this trick in my home for years. It makes heat waves much more bearable. You only need 2 things to make a homemade air conditioner. I'm sure you haven't heard of this method for home cooling yet. It's significantly cheaper and produces amazing results. You can create it in less than 15 minutes. Prepare 2 bottles. Cut off their bottoms at about the same height as I did. Then, make holes in the bottles. You can use a soldering iron or even toothpicks. Leave about 4 centimeters from the cap without holes. This will be important later. Now take a fan and remove its cover to make it easier to work with. Get 4 zip ties and attach the bottles. You'll need 2 zip ties per bottle. Attach them to the fan's wires and the holes in the bottles. If you have any excess plastic, cut it off. We can now close the fan. Our final step is to put ice into the bottles. When you turn on the fan, the ice will help the fan produce an air conditioning effect. If the ice starts to melt, just place a glass under the cap and drain the water. You can add more ice cubes at any time. The effect of this homemade air conditioner is fantastic. You'll feel the difference immediately. I put a bag over the fan and couldn't believe the results. I had never done it this way before. Prepare a container and squeeze a tablespoon of toothpaste into it. Any cheap toothpaste you have at home will do. Then, add 200 milliliters of warm water. Mix until the toothpaste dissolves. The next ingredient is dish soap. Measure out 2 tablespoons and add it to the mixture. Finally, pour in vinegar. Make sure it's white vinegar. Add 2 tablespoons. Mix everything thoroughly. Get a spray bottle and use a funnel to pour in the mixture you just made. When you take out your fan in the spring, its blades and casing are covered in dust. Spray it generously with the solution. It's very important to clean it thoroughly before the first use. Dust and mites can cause runny noses, allergies, and respiratory problems. The solution will get into all the nooks and crannies without having to disassemble the casing. Once you've thoroughly sprayed the fan, take a clean trash bag and put it over the fan, tying it securely. Then, turn on the highest setting. The mixture will spread throughout the fan and expel the dust. It only takes 1 minute. After that, just remove the bag and throw it away. If you want, you can wipe the fan with a cloth, but you don't have to, and you're done. The ventilation grill will work like new. Just one thing is enough to clean it without removing it. The amount of moisture in the bathroom and throughout the house depends on the operation of the ventilator. Few people check if it works properly, but all it takes is a piece of paper. If you put it against the grill, it should stick. If the ventilation properly extracts air, it will hold the paper or piece of paper without any problems. But what if the ventilation isn't working properly? Check if the grill itself needs cleaning. If there is a lot of dirt and dust on it, it may restrict its operation. Some grills can be removed. Before you do that, prepare some baking soda. Dilute it with water. Take the grill and a toothbrush. Clean the grill above the sink. Rinse it off and reinstall it. You can also clean the grill without removing it. All you need is a cloth and a knife. Dampen the cloth with dishwashing liquid. Wrap it around the knife. This way, you can clean the slots in the ventilation grill without removing it. Some grills can accumulate a lot of dirt. After such a treatment, the ventilation should work much better. Put styrofoam in the freezer and enjoy lower electricity bills. Have you ever put styrofoam in the fridge? If not, you definitely should. Instead of throwing it away, put it in the freezer. You'll reduce your bills and save on expenses. Styrofoam doesn't absorb moisture and doesn't dissolve in water. It also doesn't conduct heat. It's lightweight and can be crushed and broken into smaller pieces. If you're focused on savings and every penny counts for you, styrofoam can help with that. Simply freeze it. To do this, fit the styrofoam into one of the freezer drawers. Divide it into smaller pieces. Arrange it in the drawer. Insert smaller pieces into the empty spaces. Put the drawer loaded with styrofoam into the freezer. If you have space in another drawer, do the same. Fill it with styrofoam and put it in the freezer. It turns out that this really works. Styrofoam reduces the empty space in the freezer. Every time you open the freezer door, warm air enters. When the freezer is full, less warm air enters. This means the fridge uses less electricity. The same goes for the cooling part of the fridge. If you have a large fridge and few items in it, you can line the empty shelves with styrofoam. By eliminating the empty space in the fridge and freezer, you'll save more energy. After the winter, I take aluminum foil and wrap the balcony railing with it. This method provides 100% effectiveness. Plain aluminum foil will ensure you won't have to do anything else. You surely have aluminum foil at home. It has many uses. Besides wrapping sandwiches and baking meat, you can use it in the dishwasher. Thanks to aluminum foil, glasses, cups, and cutlery are shiny. You've probably already discovered why it's worth throwing aluminum foil balls into the toilet tank. And you already know that aluminum foil is useful for removing grease after frying. The solidified grease can be thrown away with the foil. Thanks to the foil, you don't have to clog your pipes and spend money on a plumber. But you surely don't know about this use of aluminum foil yet. Take a piece of aluminum foil and wrap it around the railing. The piece of foil must be longer to wrap it properly on the metal railing. Take another piece and wrap the railing next to it. The foil serves a protective role. Thanks to it, I won't have to clean the balcony as often. How is that possible? The foil will prevent pigeons from sitting on it. Thanks to it, I no longer have to chase them away or clean up after them. The foil rustles and shines. Birds don't like that. They'll choose other places, but they'll avoid your balcony from now on.